Tell us a little bit about this Born Creative.
Yeah, this Born Creative Festival, it's a Tokyo Metropolitan Theater, which is Geijutsu Gekisho, Tokyo Geijutsu Gekisho. They asked me if I had a one day, what would I want to do? And so in this, I'm a curator, I'm an artistic director of this one-day music festival. But I have no dream, even still, I don't have a dream to be producer as a music director. I mean, they asked me, and I thought that was a good experience to do. They'll be for everybody, you can have a look. And I am in charge of every musician's budget, and I didn't realize that I'm terrible terrible dealing with money, but I didn't know I'm good at dealing with somebody else's money. Anyway, so I thought the budget, still now, budget was so incredibly small. But I thought it is a producer's job to make it big, obviously. And I don't know, so therefore I had no choice but to call my friends. Famous friends, like, I don't know, I asked Luigi Sakamoto if he had a piece we could program, and he's always very, very nice, and his friend, I'm sure I'm allowed to say, he's happy for me to say, and he always tell me, oh, what about this, and I could always create his music, which is often not be heard before, or not be heard live, let's say. So those are things. I mean, of course, he's not going to appear, but he presented a piece for us to perform. And also, I called my friend David Sylvian, who's a very, very good friend of mine, who writes to me like 3 emails a day, 4 emails a day. It's a lot. Anyway, for this time, because he's very famous, maybe you know, he's a very famous vocalist, pop singer, but he's also he's done many instrumental works, because his voice is so gorgeous to everybody, including myself, we all love his voice, so it kind of overshadows his instrumental work. But it's understandable, he's a great vocalist, and then he released 30 minutes track, and we look for where is his voice, there's none, and then oh wow, he's not singing. But then yet, his music, instrumental pieces are also wonderful. So I thought if I could present him as a composer. So if I asked him, I'm sure I don't need a permission, but can I present all the works he has done, all the non-vocal works in this festival? Then, I don't know why, he told me he prepared so many different versions. And previously unreleased, obviously. And yeah, so we are allowed to, he's happy for us to present that work, so we decided to do that. And also away from the classical music, I don't know why, but quite often I collaborate with the jazz improvisers in Norway, because Norwegian jazz, Nordic jazz, so-called, they are different from other kind of jazz. It's just textural and very, very Nordic, I mean, how to say. Anyway, I was just there. They have in Norway, there are a music festival called Punkt, which is everybody's improvising.
Yeah.
One piece lasts 1 hour. It's just we're all there improvising, But for some reason, they have hosted portrait concert of my music. And then this year was the 3rd year I was involved. And this year, they presented the world premiere version of shamisen concerto. So concerto with shamisen and orchestra, I wrote for. And then because it was a private commission, we can talk about that too, private commission for me to write shamisen and orchestra, and we were looking for places to perform. So they decided to take it, which is funny, jazz festival. But the symphony orchestra of that town only played this piece, and that was it. Usually there's an orchestra concert there, and then they play Brahms and blah blah blah, and then that's the whole concert. They played one piece, so 25 minutes piece, I think. They played 25 minutes, they all off the stage. After that, shamisen concerto was a jazz rock band, and there's a remix, I'll tell you about the remix in a minute, and there's another rock band played, and so that kind of concert, which I thought was great. We don't have to hear the classical music, it's great. For me, it's great. Anyway, so those Punkt guys, they are jazz improvisers, and they are specializing called remix. Remix means that whatever the music you're going to hear, played live, then these remixers, they will be recording this work which was just played, and immediately after this, they will use the fragments of this, and then we start improvising using those materials. So those are the something Punkt, this Norwegian festival specializes. And then those musicians are often quite known from, there appears a lot in ECM records, and quite a lot of Japanese people also love ECM records, and they are known for that reason. And they every year they come to this festival, and they're coming this year too. So those are happening, and then there are koto, music for koto, music for show. So we've got Japanese traditional instruments. Kind of funny, isn't it? Japanese music festival, they almost never have Japanese instruments. I mean, if you guys don't do Japanese instruments, where would you do it? It's fine. But our festival does it every year. I don't know why, but I don't know, since several years ago, I get offered to write music a lot from young Japanese traditional instrumentalists. I think their world is changing. Before, I'm sure there are, usually, don't you think? Japanese instrument players, we all think of granny and old masters. I'm sure they are there. But the young ones, they are looking out for new pieces. And that's quite nice, that new wave, So anyway, suddenly I have quite a lot of friends, and I could call. And it's lucky, I always ask and they will say yes. They will say yes before I say the fee. And whatever the fee, which is very little, they all say sure. And so they will come, it's nice. So 10:50 in the morning until evening. And we do one day, and so the new, not just classical music, but new music, new sounds from different genre. These concerts are happening in different rooms. And then one of them are in a concert hall, which is, near 2,000 seats, a big symphonic hall. Of course, hopefully we can fill as much as possible, but we were given that, I was given that facility, so we're gonna do the concerts there. For several 2 years, we did that concert in the end of the day, like evening concert, like a main concert. But I think it's wrong, because I wanted that to be treated like one of the many concerts. Some of the rooms are capacity of 50 people. Some of them are 100 people. And then one of them are 2,000. That's it. Because I think some of the, I don't know, I don't know too much, but jazz club in New York, famous ones, so they're very tiny. And then people they risk their life to go there. And then to bigger hall, bigger people, that doesn't mean they're better music. That's just irrelevant. Smaller place, and also you can have a great experience. So I wanted to make sure that the main hall, which is great sounding hall, but I didn't want that to be treated like that's the main thing, and then everything else is the starters. I don't want it that way. So we made sure that special concert to be 2 o'clock this time. So people with small children can come. Oh, by the way, this festival is a new sound and new music for babies to adults. And except the special concert, which is this 2,000 seats hall, which you can, I think the youngest one who can be in this hall is school children, so like age 6 almost. But then everything else is like for babies to adults. And also the price, I think it's quite crazy. I think like 3,000 yen, 2,000 yen for a whole day, which is. Because I think classical music is too expensive. 30,000 yen for Berlin Philharmonic, I think I could definitely not go. And then that also means that only rich people can go, and the classical music is for rich people. Originally, but we need to change that. Music is music. That's just silly. So we made sure it's very, very cheap, so you can bring your friends, family, and so on. But still, it's a festival.
So this is the third year, right?
Third year, which we thought it's gonna be we do once, and then that's it. But then now we are in the third year. I think first year we didn't think it's gonna do well at all, and then somehow it was quite a lot of people, and we have to understand it's a new music, and new music you don't do in a big hall, you do it in a small place, but we are a big hall, and then quite a lot of people came, and then never over budget, from my side definitely not, so that was good, and then This is the third year. And
Do you see the change in terms of how people receive these things?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Actually it's a now third year and quite a lot of people who knows what to do, who how to enjoy.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. I'm sure that I hope there will be more people there and so on. But I think my message is that the thing I didn't want to do something like I don't know so-called child-friendly classical music. People always put it there. I mean, like Tchaikovsky or Saint-Saëns. I mean, I don't know. Have you asked the kids? Does a kid say, "I really want to listen to Saint-Saëns this morning"? I mean, I bet no. No. I mean, it's written 100 years ago and so on. I mean, quite often. So that's the thing that I used to teach composition for kids in Fukushima. Funny enough, it's sponsored by Louis Vuitton. 5 years it was, and they told me, "You do whatever you want to do." Right, that's my kind of thing. Anyway, so I went there for 5 years. Time to time I went there, and I asked children. But we presented the musician. Said, "This is, let's say, this is cello. Bottom note is this, highest note is possibly there. Usually, this is the scope." And then these are the weirdest things you can do with that instrument. So we just demonstrated the strangest noise, the noise or sort of thing. We did that with many things, flute or trumpets or all sorts of instruments. Funny enough, that many times I visited in Japan because I had a concert, and then many times the soloists of my music were from outside of Japan, top players. I always persuaded them to come with me to Fukushima. And they're all fine, they're happy to come, so they demonstrated all sort of crazy way of playing to 5-year-olds onwards. And then I taught them how to notate them. Because I thought it's interesting, your Japanese kid, you don't speak English, and here we are, you are communicating with American musician like Claire Chase, who came like twice, 3 times, many times. And then, so that kid can tell her, internationally known flute player from America, that kid can tell her how she should perform his or her piece, 5-year-old's piece, by notation, which is quite amazing. And yeah, it's funny that all the little ones, 5-year-old, 4-year-old, I was shocked when I saw the school because I was told they're going to be high school kids. I was thought, oh my God, the 5-year-old brought 4-year-old brother, like a really little. What do I do with them? Because they're all in an orchestra, so they sort of know how to read music, but how much can you know? But anyway, this class, composition class, sponsored by Louis Vuitton. Because it's sponsored by Louis Vuitton, it's free. You're not obliged to do anything. You can walk out, you don't have to stay, never have to come back again, whatever. But most of the kids just keep coming back. And small kids, they are all little geniuses, you know. We tell them these are crazy things you can do, crazy things, weirdest instruments, ugliest noise you can make with this beautiful instrument, with a beautiful musician. This is how to notate them. They just write all these weird things over and over and over, but many pieces within like 30 minutes, and then the musician will come around to demonstrate, and then they laugh. It's a weird, strange noise. But when the kids get older, like 10-year-olds almost, it's funny how creativity gets really shut down. And I don't know, it's like, I think I can see it's like writing, the kid who could write like crazy 2 years before, now it's like, what would the other think of me if I write music which sounds really strange? Kind of really worried about what does my friend think of me? They shouldn't care. We are trying to make an environment which everything's welcome. We do whatever you want to do. And also from the beginning, I told the organizers that because the organizer said, because I'm supposed to be the composer who's leading this, maybe you should comment kids' composition and what I thought of it. Because look at the kids; they don't care what I think. They're happy with what they made, the musician, how they played. That's fine. I shouldn't say anything. So I never said anything. Everything's welcome. You just do whatever you want to do with the musician you just met. You don't sometimes share the language, but they are communicating. I thought that was great. So when I was asked to do this, I thought, can we have that spirit back for adults as well, as children? So I decided to ask specifically those artists and composers who are like little children who creates all those works. And wow, I think Yoshihide Otomo, for me, it's amazing how he works with people. He's like a little creative kids in the best possible way, and play with sound. And then 1 hour later, he wasn't really prepared much, but 1 hour later there's a piece, and we play that tomorrow. That sort of thing. It's quite amazing. And in a way, Ryuichi Sakamoto is also, it has this element in a piece in the most elegant way, I think, and so in a different way. Yeah. So I thought, what can we do that as a whole day festival? This is this. This is crazy theater people. They said yes. Those are things, and also I guess that finally, those musicians I asked them because of that. I think in a way because I can't offer. I mean, good fee, let's say, for them. So I always ask them, but they always say yes anyway. But after that, I mean, you can do the music you want to play. So they are playing most of the music. They are playing the music it was written for them, and so on. So it's a meaning for them to play. Not like you need to learn like as a job. So that's also everything is quite personal.
Go, go, Shinka!